Do you ever have one of those really bad days where like nothing seems to be going right for you? Like you think stuff is bad, then it gets even worse. Like you have a meeting at 12, you're getting your shirt on and then it rips. You're like, what the fuck, you know? Get on another shirt, call a cab. On your way, the cab breaks down. You wait to see if the guy can fix it. Doesn't do it in time. You call another cab. That one crawls through traffic, eventually gets to you. You're already 30 minutes behind schedule. As you're going, Asthma stops this new cab. You know, pull the driver out, they're towing the car. You're trying to get a third cab, but then obviously too much traffic. You start walking there. You get to the office drenched in sweat. You get there, the manager you're supposed to see, they say he just stepped out, so you have to come back tomorrow. On your way back home, you're just like, waiting they happen. Am I the only one? You know, sad, angry. You get home, you lay in bed, but then you start to hype yourself because you know you're the shit. And days like this happen. Like, come on now, Claudia, why you gonna do like this? Come on, you're the shit now. God is with you. You get on your knees, start praying because maybe it's just your village people. Start praying. God, you're my rock, my staff. You're the author and finisher of my faith. You say you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Come on now. You know when you're praying, you're not really praying, you're just talking. Where you're like angry and even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil. And you're saying all of this like in Jesus fucking name, and you're like, whoa. In case you don't know still, my name is Kolamide Dwayne, and you're listening to the Kolamide podcast.
You ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seasons made a forest. I put in the work and take the profit. Looking at my girl like what a goddess.
Hi guys, my name is Khaled Emmanuel, and you're welcome to the Kolamide podcast. First of all, I want to call out Anchor. Anchor, you lot owe me money, man. I don't know what's going on here. You know, every time you start my podcast, you always hear something about, you can download the Anchor app, it helps you record. Yeah, advertisement. Then Munche, I was doing an advert. Anchor haven't paid me. Wagwan. Because I registered, I don't know, they pay in dollars. It's not plenty money, it's like $20, you know. Run me my check, bro. But anyway, today I'm sharing a bit of like me. So I've had asthma for most of my life really, and I just wanted to share my experience of like living with asthma in Lagos, Nigeria, or just in Nigeria generally. I think I first discovered that I had asthma when I was about 6. I knew that it was hard to breathe. I don't really remember much, but I knew it was hard to breathe. What I've now come to know as wheezing, at the time I just knew it was hard to breathe. Like you'd be laughing 1 second, the next second you just cannot breathe again, and it was crazy. But my first actual attack, I think I was 10 or 12, and it just felt weird again. I couldn't breathe. It was difficult. My chest was hurting, headaches. And I remember my mom, that was the time my mom gave me my first inhaler. She's like, put this in your mouth, go low. And I'm like, what? Like, put it in your mouth and use it. I'm like, how? And she picks up the cap, puts it in my... Yeah, that sounds wrong. But she took off the cap, put it in my mouth, puffed that stuff into me. And in a matter of seconds, I was, starting to get better. And that was my first experience with like an inhaler. And ever since then, I just knew that if you want to stay alive, you got to keep this shit. So I've always had to, have my inhaler around. And it was kind of a secret, I think. I just wasn't exactly forthcoming about telling everyone that, I've got asthma. It was my little thing, But I always had my inhaler with me. And then I was in secondary school, I think in SS1. I went to the bathroom one day. I'm coming back. I see girls in my school just running up and down, seniors, juniors, everyone's frantic. And I'm like, what's going on? One girl's like, Victor just had an attack. And we're all trying to take him to the clinic. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so is that why everyone's running? She's like, get out, Joe. What do you even know? What do you know about asthma? I'm like, well, I mean, not only have I had it for, almost 10 years, but what do I know? But I just noticed that after the incident, right, of Victor and his attack, girls were a lot nicer to him. Everyone was buying him gifts. Everyone wanted to help him carry stuff. And I like that. You people know. So like 2 weeks after I get to class, after assembly, right? Remember assembly? put my bag on my desk. I took a walk to the bathroom. I didn't really go to pee. I just took a walk there. And I was walking back. As soon as I got into my class, I just dropped to the floor. Like, boom. And everyone was like, some people were like, where did they do this on? And I just pointed to my bag. I was like, my bag, my bag. And I remember my friend then, Moyo Fabi, he just picked up my bag and like opened the bag and just dumped the contents on the table. It was a few books, my mat set, my biro, and then my inhaler just rolled out. Then the girls were like, oh my God, Collide is asthmatic. Yeah. And then, yeah, you know, they gave me my inhaler and I used it. And I noticed like for the next few weeks, girls were a lot nicer to me. I went to the clinic that day, you know, they brought me drinks, food, whatever. Oh, Collide, have you eaten? I'm like, whoa, shit, you know, that's love right there. Because I was very shy, right? I was very shy in secondary school. I wasn't really talking to that many people. But that got me attention for like a couple of weeks or days, I think. And that was that, you know, everyone, or not everyone, but most people now knew that I was asthmatic, and it came with its perks. I mean, for one, people were a lot nicer to me, but there were people that now thought I was weak and like, I could just punch your chest now. I'm like, bro, that's not really how it works. I can take punches. I could probably beat your ass. But yeah, if you put me like in a poultry, I fucking die, right? And then I got into like uni. I still wasn't exactly no, this time I was a lot more comfortable with the idea that I had asthma, but people still reacted differently to it. There were people who were like, cool. You know, other people were like, yeah, I know someone that has asthma too. I remember this one girl, Kofo, in my first year in uni, like FSS. If you know FSS, well, it has like a gate that was adjoining to Sports Center. I think they closed it after a while, but yeah, we're walking down that road and it was dusty, a lot of dust and dirt. And I think I got triggered and I took out my inhaler, just, you know, 1 or 2 puffs. Kofo sees it, he's like, oh my God, blood of Jesus. But I'm like, yo, what? She's like, that her boyfriend in secondary school had asthma. I'm like, so? And she's like, yeah, he died. Like, wow, that went left really quick. She's like, yeah, so because of that, she just doesn't like to associate with people that have asthma because she fears that they would die or something bad will happen and she will feel sad. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, if I haven't died up until now, I don't think asthma can kill me, which is basically how I just always viewed it, you know. But in retrospect, I've had really bad attacks where I thought, yo, I would definitely die. I think I was about 13. Yeah, this was just a few months after I found out. I was 13, I was playing football, and breathing got so hard. And I used my inhaler like my mommy told me, but it wasn't working. Like I would use it, puff, nothing was working. So I went and sat down. I'm like, yo, I know they play again. And then it got really difficult to breathe. And I was in serious like discomfort, tearing up even. My face was all screwed up. But then the other guys, they didn't know anything about this. They played monkey post. So they're like, they do this on this on that. And I think I passed out. And I don't remember what happened. According to stories, somebody called my mom. My mom wasn't home at the time. She had to rush down to where, you know, to the neighbors took me into their house. Then I think they called a nurse. So that one put me on some drip or whatever. Anyway, it was really terrible. It was really terrible because I passed out. And yeah, if not for the nurse, I probably would have died or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was really bad. But I mean, living in Nigeria and having asthma, like I said, there's the different reactions to it, people reacting differently. And then there's also like people just not choosing, some people just choosing to be intentionally ignorant. For instance, this was in Unilag, by the way. One of my triggers is frying palm oil. I think for anybody with a proper functioning respiratory system, frying palm oil should even be damaging, but people do it anyway. In Unilag hostel, we used to cook in our rooms, right? So people would just cook whatever. I had this roommate, David. We used to call him David. No, we used to call him Vito. David or Vito. David only used to cook at like 2 a.m. And I don't know why. Maybe it was just because he was stingy. He didn't want to give anybody out his food or what. But one day, David is boiling yam at like 1:30. And I'm like, David, it's so hot in this room. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I'll soon be done. But anyway, I fall asleep, right? Apparently, David starts frying palm oil. Didn't think it was a big deal because most people were asleep. Or I think everyone in the room was asleep, just him. But obviously, from deep in my sleep, I get an attack. I cannot breathe. Even getting down from my bed to look for my inhaler, I didn't exactly know where it was. And yeah, that was a very terrifying moment. Eventually, I found it. And I used my inhaler and I stayed out to the room for maybe a little under an hour. But yeah, like I've said it before in the room, like, yo, please do not fry this and that. And David was like, yeah, I thought because you were asleep, nothing will happen. And it's like, what? Are you kidding? Yeah, that happened. Okay, so my triggers, right? Palm oil, frying palm oil. Smoke, dust, which I think is a trigger for a lot of people with asthma. But then, different asthma patients have different triggers. Dust is one of mine. Just poultry, feathers, animals, in fact, which is why I don't like pets. When I say I don't like pets, people just think, oh, you're being difficult. Nah. If I stay around like a furry animal too long, I get allergies, right? It might not be an actual attack, but we're allergic. So hay fever, right? My eyes start getting very itchy, sneezing, coughing, just having reactions on all over my skin. It was a lot worse when I was younger, but now that I'm older, it's still bad, but maybe not just as bad. My parents have always been, cautious about where I was, what I was doing. But I just feel like this country is set up to kill me, which is actually another major reason why I want to leave, right? Nigeria is set up to kill people with asthma. I kind of feel, especially like if you didn't grow up posh. So for me, in fact, there was this time I didn't know all my triggers, right? We had chickens. My dad used to have like a little poultry, and it was right outside my window. So every time I would come home, I would suddenly find it difficult to breathe. But when I would go out, I was fine. And then my mom thought it was, village people, devils, hey, in our house. See, triggers. Yeah, we were praying for days until we realized, like, it was just because the cages for the chickens were right outside my window. That's why. Also, like how, NEPA brings the lights now. You shut your windows, turn on your AC, and you enjoy yourself. It's cold. You sleep off. But NEPA will take the lights in the middle of the night when you're not awake. All your windows are shut. The door is shut. It's cool for the first couple minutes when the light goes. And then it gets hot. And then it gets stuffy. But you're asleep. Several times, numerous times, I've woken up in the middle of the night gasping for air. just because I fell asleep in a room that was air conditioned when I slept, and then I woke up, it was, hot. So you see how like this country is just set up to kill me, right? Please, United Nations. Who else? WH. Oh my god, my H factor was about to catch me. I was about to say WHO. But yeah, World Health Organization, you guys please come and do something for us. Well, I don't know about other people, but me, this country wants to kill me, please. Anyway, I've always wanted to create like a platform for like people with asthma to come and share their stories, how they've survived or have they just coped with, the condition, and also tips for like other, because I remember I saw on Twitter, this guy was like, oh, people keep saying that he would outgrow asthma, but it doesn't feel like he would. I remember when I was younger as well, people would tell me, oh, when you're 16, but what can you what did die? What did you 20? I mean, now I don't think I could ever die. Actually, no. A few weeks ago, I had this attack. My inhaler that I thought, because I had to. I thought, oh, I have another one home. Actually, it don't finish. Yeah, I had to wait. Pharmacies wouldn't open until a certain time, and yeah, it was terrible. Even like New Year's this year, I had an attack, and all the pharmacies I knew were closed because, New Year's, and I'm like crazy. But thankfully, I eventually got one. But now I don't think that I could die from asthma. Like, if I haven't died since, I can't die again. Shit, the asthma, it creates. But yeah, I want to create a platform where people can just, talk about these things. Dust, just being everywhere, like on tarred roads, or like bad vehicles on the road with like smoke from the exhaust. You're just there minding your business. Well, even to normal people, it's dangerous, let alone people that can't breathe properly. And with that being said, I think a question that a lot of people might ask is, do you smoke? I do. It's detrimental to my health, but it's always this country, but I still live in it, innit? Yes, I do. I only started smoking, I think, in 2019. Before that, it was like, mommy, you would never catch me smoking. Never. My friends in America, I go catch them. But yeah, I knew people in uni like that were smoking. I'm like, yeah, this ain't my shit. But eventually, yeah, I think I did. I remember, like, I posted like a snap, and then one of my friends like, Kolade, has your asthma gone? I said no. He's like, you're smoking. But yeah, I know a number of people. I'm not encouraging it, right? It's definitely not that. It's the way life is, right? I'm at that point where I just feel like, you know what? You smoking weed, you can still die last. But still, I just don't want to limit myself to not, experiencing stuff that I've always wanted to experience anyway. Now, I don't smoke as much. I don't smoke like every day, right? And I definitely try to, take meds, teas, breaks. Especially breaks are so important if you smoke, Like I said, normal people, asthma patients, whatever, take breaks. But then it's just doing things in moderation is what I think, But yeah, that's been my experience so far with asthma. I don't think I properly documented these experiences. I feel like I was just saying all about. Again, it's 1:01 a.m. Should be sleeping right now, but I just decided to do this. So, guys, if you've got asthma like me, hit me up. Let's bond. If you don't, it's fine. It's a breath of fresh air. Pun intended. Anyway, this has been the Calamity Podcast. I'm Calamity Dwayne. Please make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, family, enemies, everybody. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Next episode should be very, very interesting. I'm still trying to piece it out. Also, I realized that I can no longer use the intro that I use for my pod. I mean, this episode is probably the last one where you hear, you ain't got a clue, let's be honest. And that's because it's Stormzy's song, it's not my song. And Audio Mac and some other streaming websites have told me, like, when if you don't take this stuff down, we'll block you. So yeah, I have to. My big plan before was to get people to say, we love the Calamity Podcast. I love the you know how on radio where it's like, reading my phone, like different voices just say the same thing. Yeah, I was gonna get like, a bunch of my friends, just around, I don't know, girls, anybody really, not just girls, to say, listen to the Calamity Podcast. Listen to the Calamity Podcast. Listen to the yeah, something like that. But I don't know, I could just get someone to make a beat for me, do like a little intro thing. I don't know, you guys suggest for me what you think my new intro sound should be. But anyway, this has been that, and shout out to everyone who's listened. See you again next time. Bye.